Yeah, nah, unfortunately, it's a no from me, sorry. In Australia, the new PRADO, or what is it, the J250? Anyway, it's a no from me. But look, each to their own. Everyone's got different reasons for when they change vehicles, and they need the latest, and they need new cars, and they need these sorts of things. And depending how long you're going to keep it, how much money you got, how much money you're going to spend setting it up, modifications, all that sort of thing. But for me, it's a no, quite simply because I don't really see the value. There's some really good cars around that were built over the last 15 years. You're looking at one of them, the 120 PRADO, the 150 PRADO with a 1KD. The 1GD, it's all right. You know, I'm not a fan of it for the reasons we've already talked about. And as far as I know, I haven't seen a diesel hybrid J250. When I see one, let's put a camera on it, have a look at it, and go through and see what we like and what we don't. Stay tuned for that, you know. Subscribe, turn the bell on, whatever. We'll do that. When you've got one, if you've got one, come and see me, and let's do a video. Let's go around it. Let's see if I like it or not, and let's see if you like it or not. Let everybody know. But whether we like it or not is irrelevant. What I'm talking about is you can at the moment go and buy a really awesome PRADO diesel, 2014, 12, 13, 14, 15, somewhere there for, I don't know, somewhere in the $20,000 range, $30,000 range, depends on maintenance, kilometres, modifications, all this sort of thing. Let's say between, look, at lower than 20,000, but let's just say to get a good one, you're not going to get a good one generally for less than 20 grand, right? It all depends. Some people are dreaming, some people pay high prices, sometimes you get a really good car cheap. Anything from $20,000 to $40,000, you can get a really good vehicle that you can maintain yourself. It's cheap to run, it's just going to keep going. And any maintenance or problem, we've got a solution for, but the problems are minimal. They're minimal. It's just normal wear and tear. You know, people, again, I've said it before, 400,000 kilometres they're buying these cars going, oh, should I be okay? Should it be right? Well, it'll be right anyway, because you do the maintenance, you got to spend a few grand, or I always say a couple of grand a year on an older full drive on top of your maintenance. It's still a lot cheaper than outlaying $100,000 for a new vehicle, and then you've got to do your mods on it, and you're left with this whole heap of technology that you cannot work on. You cannot maintain that vehicle. You will be relying on those dealerships with the kids to solve your problems, and you know how it works. Once they've worked on it, you know, it's never the same again, usually, unless you get lucky with someone. There is some good technicians in dealerships, absolutely. And there's probably a lot of them, you know, so credit where credit's due. It's hard to find them through looking at their work. When we see the vehicles and the work that happens, well, when are these good technicians going to do the work? Because it's not what we're seeing when someone brings us a vehicle at the PRADO hospital and say, oh, you know, we've got this has been done here, that's been done there. You look at it and you go, oh my goodness, or it's got stamps through the whole book, dealership service all its life, and you go, oh my goodness, look at this, hasn't been anywhere else. It's stock standard, and it's got, you know. Anyway, so I've got let's say we've got minimal faith for them to be able to maintain and repair all the new vehicles to the standard and keep it reliable for you. Now, technology. So we've got the diesel engine. This is my understanding. I haven't seen one yet. I don't know what's going to be here until it's on the ground in front of me, and I'm going, yep, that's what we've got. But my understanding is, from what I hear, in Australia, we're just going to get another diesel engine that, by the way, it's, you know, to be honest, diesels, I can't believe they're even bothered bringing diesel still, you know. You want torque? That's electric. You want economy? It's a petrol hybrid for reliability. They've been doing it in all the other vehicles, you know. Priuses, Corollas, Camrys. Camry hybrids have been popular, been around for decades. They're really reliable cars, nickel metal hydride batteries, not lithium. Awesome setup, mate. I really like those, and I'd love to see. And in other countries, they've already got petrol hybrids, you know, little turbo engines. When you couple that with a electric motor, they've got plenty of power and torque. That's the sort of thing I'd be looking at. But I'll still warn you once again, lots of technology, very difficult for you to be staying in the loop as a DIY to maintain, therefore keeping the cost down. So if you've got plenty of money and you want to get the new vehicle and you can afford to get it, set it up to use it how you want to use it, and change it over regularly before you have any reliability issues where you've got to be running it back under warranty, then obviously you're going to do that. People are going to do that. But it's a no from me. I'll probably buy, once there's a petrol hybrid that I'm happy with, I've got to look at the vehicle and go, yeah, I'm going to want to see them on the road probably for a few years usually. Did anyone ever notice Since before 2015, before the 1GD, I said no. Same thing. I said wait. I purchased the first one in 2019. 4 years later, thinking, oh yeah, they find out this, they find out that. Doesn't really bother me. I waited till they did the 5-year warranty. Yep, got plenty of warranty, so I can set up the vehicle and sell it in 4 years. That sort of thing, because I need to have them to learn about them, to see how they work, see what the differences are, to have an opinion. I need to have one. Okay. The PRADO specialist needs to have all the PRADOs, let's say, right? So where's my V6? Who's selling a 120 V6? A good one, nice clean one, let me know. If you ever think about selling it, a good car at a reasonable price, let me know and we'll just see, you know? So at the end of the day, you know, diesel hybrid, it sounds like a bad idea to me. It's a no from me. Technology, too much technology. Look, this is the other problem, right? So you're going to spend 100 grand on the car plus all your extras. Look, what can you actually do with it, okay? You know, I mean, I'm just looking at the 120 here going, mate, it's been knocked around hardcore. It's got all the plastic down the sides to protect it. It's kind of a careless vehicle. It looks nice. It's an awesome vehicle, but you can love it, but not have to worry about it too much when you go down an overgrown track. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars on all these wrap things, whatever. You put a lot of money into a vehicle, you're going to be concerned about it. Are you even going to use it? Are you going to risk it for the biscuit, or are you going to be worried when you put a scratch on it? So I think possibly you need to focus on a different vehicle, possibly like it might be just cheaper and better to have a Corolla or a Camry hybrid and just keep an old 120 that you've only ever, maybe you picked one up for 15 grand or something like that, and set that up value for money cheap. That's your off-roader. That does all the touring. Keep it reliable, you know. Doing less Ks, you're going to do less maintenance, less wear and tear. Your wheel bearings aren't going to wear out if you're not driving it. Everything's not going to wear out if you're not driving it. Generally, not everything. I mean, some things need to be changed by time. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, right? Look, you know, it's just another yap video, isn't it, right? And that's what it is. But there's a lot of people online going, oh, you know, whatever, yeah, you know, what do you reckon? What do you reckon? My answer is, what I reckon is, regardless of whether it looks good or not, and there's each to their own opinion on that, I think it looks very average, to say the least. A lot of people hate the look of it. I don't really hate much, to be honest. And a lot of people love it. So each to their own. Obviously, some people like it, otherwise they wouldn't have brought it out. So it seems to be very divided, 50-50 on the looks. How much money are you going to spend to own a vehicle that you don't like the look of? So I think there's a lot of people in that area that they're just not going to spend that sort of money to buy a vehicle that looks like a Range Rover, you know, or an FJ Cruiser. And, you know, the other standing for FJ is not J, it's F. It's with a G. And anyway, so you know the one. Anyway, look, people love them, each to their own, right? I mean, you know, serves a purpose, I guess, but I'd just rather drive around in a PRADO, mate. It looks more like a car, it's more comfortable. It's just, I don't know, nicer car, mate. Maybe I'm more luxurious. And the 120s and the 150s, they do it for me. Maybe I'm getting old, maybe I'm old school and I don't need any of this new flash technology, tracking and chips and electronics and failures and screens popping up. You got to come for a service and, you know, you got to pay, you know, it's like a subscription. It's like Netflix now having these new cars. I want you to pay a subscription for, you know, some Toyota services and all this kind of, what a lot of rubbish, mate. Disconnect me from all that, you know? So that's part of the problem, right? Well, what do you call me? I'm one of those, you know, anti-technology type, you know? We need to share the information somehow. So I don't go on computers. So I just do this thing, upload it to YouTube. So then I'm doing my part to help people. Maybe it's just my opinion, but maybe I've got some experience on these things. Some people value the opinion. Some people think, he cares what he says, mate. He's just an old timer. That's all right, no problem. But that's what I think at the moment. I think vehicles, look, they're going to come up with something that's better. I just really think diesels, look, if you've got a massive caravan, you're going to travel around Australia for the next 5 years, full time, go buy a 300 twin turbo diesel. Absolutely. It's actually a great size engine. I've said it for many years, to be in a vehicle about that size. Some people don't get it, that these Land Cruisers, whether it's called a PRADO or not, they're all very similar in size and weight. Of course, the 200 and the 300 is a bit heavier running gear, suspension components. The vehicle's a little bit bigger, not much. Bigger engines, of course, they're a bit heavier. There's a little bit more weight there, but there's not a massive difference. It's not like a Corolla to a Land Cruiser. It's a Land Cruiser to a Land Cruiser. But the engine sizes are the things that, you know, vary greatly when you're talking a 4-cylinder versus a V8, right? Big difference. Or even the 6-cylinder, it's a V6. There's 6 cylinders. There's 2 turbos, right? And it's very efficient. It's a newer engine, okay? I'm not saying whether it's good or not. I'm not going to profess that I know those engines well, but I'll just say it's a good size engine, you know. So I'd probably go, if you're going to go a diesel, I'd keep it simple, go to 300 series, get the V6 twin turbo. If you need something like that for towing and you got plenty of dough, Prados, I wouldn't do the diesel hybrid thing at all whatsoever. And if people don't do it, then Australia will be forced to bring the petrol hybrids. That's what you want. I think your diesel hybrid's probably going to lose a lot of value because, you know, I just think that's the way it's going to go. But then Toyotas, mate, you know, it's that old saying, what are you going to do when your Toyota breaks down? Well, I guess we'll never know. Anyway, hope you like the chit chat. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn the bell on, and I'll try and do better next time. Catch ya.